sure. Let's rank some stuff.
Shall we?
That was very Minnesotan of you.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, sure. Don't you know?
That didn't really do that.
Actually, that didn't flow as well as I thought it was going
Yeah,
to.
no.
My apologies.
Yeah, you should probably just let me handle it.
Yeah.
I'm Paul Fletcher.
I'm Eric Perkins.
I'm Ellie Mark.
Wow,
And
look at that.
I didn't get interrupted
That
this
was
time.
amazing. That was
Thank
amazing.
you so much.
I think the key is to let him go second. Oh, does he?
That's what
normally?
I always let him do. And he
Okay.
just continues to talk after he introduces himself.
Right. I wish he would have again, just because it's kind of become fun, and now
Right.
that streak is over.
I'm trying not to antagonize as much because she's just a delightful individual, and I'd hate to disrupt that to the point where she becomes resentful.
I'm already halfway there, so let's go!
Who's ready for some ranks? Episode 56 is a Pull Tab Sports production. Today, we rank greatest HBO show, best summer food. But we kick off episode 56 with worst boyfriends Taylor Swift has ever had. All of them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Taylor Swift's relationships are iconic, each in their own way, shape, or form. Music, eras, the influence it has over pop culture is pretty incredible. And I think it's important that we acknowledge some of them have sucked. Like really, really sucked. So today I would like to rank Taylor's worst boyfriends.
Okay. Because we have a statute where if we go too many episodes without a Taylor topic, shame on us, apparently.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that was becoming the trend, the norm, the mode of operation of Rank You Very Much.
Are
But
you
apparently,
telling me you didn't have fun with this? You're telling me you didn't have a good time with this?
I just
All right, let's hear them. Let's hear them.
I don't know half these guys.
Well, figure it out,
Okay.
dude. Oh, what do you mean you don't know half these guys?
And-
Everyone she dates is famous in some way, shape, or
so
form.
with that said, I am I'm going to put in my rankings.
That's what we do.
And two of them are going to be people I've never heard of because
How have you?
because I don't know who they are. And
Okay.
so based on that, they're a horrible boyfriend because she can do better than number 3, Joe Alwyn. What the heck is that?
What is that? Joe
He's an
Allen?
actor.
Her longest boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Prior to Travis.
Okay.
He's supposedly inspired like 12 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's a bad
Her
boyfriend.
whole Reputation era was inspired mostly by Joe
Yeah,
Allen.
he is a bad boyfriend.
But he does suck. We aren't fans of him, so he
So
he
it's
can be on this
no,
list.
No matter what I do, it's going to be a good ranking because
Yeah,
it's
pretty
not these.
much.
Yeah, unless I say, what I shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Don't
you dare.
don't.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Don't hurt the golden retriever.
Okay, I won't touch 87.
Is that what it is?
Number
Golden
2, worst Taylor
Receiver?
boyfriend.
The golden receiver?
I'm going to pick another person I've never heard of.
Oh, cool.
Someone by the name of Matt Healy.
that lasted not even a month.
Okay. Who the hell?
Lead
Again,
singer of the band 1975.
You definitely know 1975.
No, he probably doesn't.
and my daughter listens to
Chocolate?
them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
I was
heard
going to
them. I've
say
heard
most
them.
people know Chocolate.
I didn't know he was that lead singer.
Yeah.
Nor does that
And he sucks.
Nor does that give him any more credence or reputation points for me.
The thing that blows my mind about him is he's the one that had the gall to come out and say, "I'm really tired of all this attention and blah blah blah." I'm like,
What?
did you chose to date her, right?
I think this is
that's like walking that to me. That complaint from him is like walking out of an Adam Sandler movie and going, "Wow, that was dumb."
right.
Yeah.
What did you expect, dummy? Like,
That's exactly what an Adam said. Yeah.
so the cool thing about Matt is that he could just go ahead and shut up.
And number one, worst Taylor boyfriend, and I think that I'm probably the least credible or qualified on this topic, so I'm just going to get through it. Number one, I'm going to say Calvin Harris because I just didn't see this at all. I never saw the chemistry here. I thought this was forced and weird and
she lost a bet.
Whatever, yeah,
Like she
that.
lost a bet.
Anyway, so there's my top three. I'll let you guys kind of really mill this out, but I just feel like that those are all solid because I don't think you can go wrong unless you say what I'm not supposed to say.
Right, the golden retriever.
The golden retriever.
What the hell that reference is.
Okay, any young girl understands it. Continue.
Okay. Oh, am I next?
Oh yeah, you're next.
Okay, number 3 is Joe Jonas.
That's one of the better ones. Are you
What?
crazy?
He broke up with her over a phone call that lasted less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Joe Jonas is awesome.
He dropped the ball big time.
Yeah.
Another reference to the guy who shall not be named. He dropped the ball. See what I did there?
But ching.
Thank you. Number 2, the third one I kind of threw in there, but I think 2 and 1 inspired some massive songs, some fan favorites, and they were just very publicly D-bags. Number 2 is John Mayer. John Mayer, I mean, he doesn't even have to be Taylor Swift's boyfriend to be a douche. He's just douchey. He walks around with an air of douche. If Duke Cannon had a John Mayer deodorant, they would call it like,
La douche.
Douche Musk or something like that because dude's a douche. And he inspired, of course, Dear John.
Yeah.
And helped me out on a couple of the other songs. Like I Knew You Were in Trouble, I think was maybe him.
Yeah. Or was that?
He's
I'd
also
have to look it up to
he's also a
confirm.
really good artist.
He's a good guitar.
You can-
yeah, sure,
I-
it's fine, but
I like his music, but as a person,
the story
not a
of
fan.
us. Okay. The story of us, I think. But
Yes.
yeah. But number 1 is he's a bad boyfriend. He inspired the greatest Taylor Swift song of all time, and he doesn't know how to spell his own last name.
Okay.
He's got consonants all over the place and vowels all over the place back to back. Jake Gyllenhaal, great actor, bad boyfriend, and doesn't know how to spell Gyllenhaal. What is that? Take out some L's and A's, you jackass! Like, God, what a freaking moron! And he inspired All Too Well, which is
one of the most heartbreaking, beautiful songs of all time. But you know that it had to be painful when you hear, I mean, really that song or any of the breakup songs.
He cut her big time.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Not
And
a fan.
For that, he is number 1 with a bullet.
Wow.
It's the first time since we've relaunched that I've given a bullet,
But
and that is a bullet.
touche.
Jake is a bullet.
With
He's
that said, Presumed Innocence really good on Apple. Go ahead.
you know what? I bailed and
it's really
halfway
good.
through the first episode, so I gotta
It's
stick
good.
with it.
No, stick through it.
Okay. All of mine have been mentioned already, so I'm proud of you for doing that. I've also appreciated your dad perspectives and the fact that you both have daughters. You understand what a bad boyfriend looks like, and you're doing a good job in identifying it. But the definitive list goes as
thanks.
such. Number 3, Matt Healy. A situationship of
I
like
don't
10
understand
years.
this one at all.
Okay, let me explain it then.
Okay.
A
Just don't
situationship
go on forever.
for 10 years and then ghosts her after she finally gives him a chance. They're
What's
finally
a
together.
situationship?
It's not a relationship, but it's a situation that deserves a little bit more of a title. So you're like constantly flirting. You always say you like each other. And then one day it all comes together.
That went on for 10 years.
Yeah. Supposedly they've been kind of this like flirty thing for like 10 years. They finally start dating, the stars align, and he ghosts her. He doesn't even tell her like, hey, we're done. Literally just stops talking to her. Like all those songs in her most recent album, Tortured Poets Department, that are like, ooh, that guy sucks. It's all about Matt Healy. It's all about him. He's
I like
horrible.
I like the one that said that the song that it was inspired by him.
The smallest man who ever lived. Yes.
I wonder what that means.
Number 2.
I wonder if it's his behavior.
For
his junk-
sure.
or his
hey,
junk
we are
pile. Maybe his junk
we
pile
are
is
G
small.
rated.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why I said junk pile. Mm-hmm. Only an adult is gonna
Number
figure
2
out that.
is John Mayer. He's way too old for her. I'm sorry. And it was just,
That's
it's
the first
icky.
argument you come up with, is that he's too old?
Well, no. But I'm just saying he very much used her
He's icky.
from his point of power, from his music, from all of that. Like, yeah.
Well, it
I
didn't
feel,
work. It
yeah, it didn't
He's
work.
become more irrelevant since they dated.
Oh,
than before.
absolutely. And it is my opinion he was using her to elevate his career, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
and in
maybe
fact, it just
try
made him worse.
Just try a collab maybe next time.
Okay, and I can't believe it, but our number 1s are the same.
Really?
Jake Gyllenhaal. What a horrible boyfriend. I
Yeah.
mean, when you think of the beauty
Yeah.
that came out of their relationship because of the music she created, you knew it had to be bad. You knew it
Yeah.
had to be bad.
Had to be.
So, what?
I said had to be. That's why I say I agree with you.
You're giggling as if you're making fun of it.
I just
though.
didn't know that Gyllenhaal had 2 A's at the end. I thought it was ALL. My
No.
bad. My
Yeah.
bad.
AL.
It's you know what?
Yeah.
And you are entitled, or you are spot on, because that's an idiotic way to spell that name.
It is.
Yep.
And he sucks as a boyfriend, too.
Amen.
But thank you for all too well.
Hey, before we get into the ranks, I just want to tell you how cozy my boys are. I'm talking bamboo boxer briefs from Chill Boys. These undies are incredible. It's almost like you're getting a breeze on them because they're made of lightweight, breathable bamboo. I didn't even know you could do that with underpants. If I would have played Harry Dunn in Dumb and Dumber, I would have been the one saying, sheer genius, Lloyd. And I would have been talking about these Chill Boys I'm wearing right now. You can find them on Amazon or chillboys.com. And you know what? We got football right around the corner. They just introduced a new Vikings purple. Think how happy your boys will be in those. You know, I never really cared about what kind of fragrances I had on my body or what I used to wash my body until Duke Cannon came along. You probably already know that Duke Cannon's the best men's hair products money can buy, but they do soaps and body washes too. I'm currently using a face wash that comes in a black tube and looks super cool, and a body wash called Thick. It smells phenomenal, it gets you clean, and because it's so thick, it lasts forever. There's a lot to choose from, so I encourage you to find your summertime scent at Duke Cannon. Work harder, smell better.
Thank you very much.
Topic 2, best summer
Thank you
food.
very much.
Come on. It's watermelon. Duh.
All right. Every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Like in summer, annually.
Yeah. Like every once in a while.
year, 365 days.
My daughter, who listens to the podcast, comes up with an idea for a topic.
This is one of hers?
This is
Oh,
Jenna came
work.
up with this topic.
Jenna,
and
let's
good
go.
Shout out. She's like, you should rank best summer food. I'm like, that's a great idea. I don't think we've ever done that. So let's
Yeah.
do it.
You know
That's-
what?
it was a good one.
We need to know whose ranks she likes the best.
Oh yeah, I'll follow up. I'll
Please
for sure
do.
follow
That
up.
can be a clip for the Instagram machine or whichever, wherever.
These
we
are going to
need
be
that.
these might tear us apart though, because
Ooh.
some of these are just going to be. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to be at each other's throats with this one.
Okay, let's do it
So I
then.
do think this is a good topic in that regard. Number 3, best summer food.
You going first?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
actually am.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay, great.
Like
All right.
actually.
Okay, neat.
I'm going with potato salad. I love potato salad, and I don't really love potatoes,
Really?
but I love potato salad. It's crazy.
So you don't get a baked potato with
No.
a bunch of butter and stuff
That's
on it next to a
the
steak?
issue I have with potatoes, and that's where baked potatoes take me out of potatoes. But I love French fries, right? And I really am enamored by potato salad. And you can give me all the
Enamored
kinds.
by.
You can give me all the kinds. You can give me the vinegar based. You can give me the mayonnaise based. You can give me the German. You can give me the and I just like you can give me the ones with the chunks that are too big, and I still really like it. I don't know
Interesting.
why I'm talking like this, but potato salad's number 3.
You're like freaking Al Pacino.
I'm
in
badass is
Dog
what
Day
I am.
Afternoon or something.
See, I associate potato salad a little bit with summer. Now that you say it, I'm like, okay, I can see that. But because I was a part of Oktoberfest, I think Oktoberfest, which makes me think fall. So it's not necessarily a summer food in my mind. But that's why.
That's a fair take. That's a
Yeah.
fair take. I think I think it's iconic for summer, for like barbecues and whatnot. I just
Right.
think it's good. You have it with all the stuff with the.
I think
Yeah.
I don't want to mention all the other things that you have it with, but like it's the because I'm
Better not.
right.
All right, number 2.
There's a pebble of people out there that think of fall when they think of potato salad, and then there's a giant swath of people that close their eyes, picture a picnic table, and they see a potato salad on it.
Yeah,
So
it's just kind of a staple.
That just looks
Yeah.
like food poisoning to me, but continue.
oh my
you're
gosh.
food poisoning.
Number 2.
Your mom's food poisoning.
Okay. I'm
Actually?
I'm such a fan. Always have been my entire life. Once when I was a child, I said I love it so much that I'm going to marry it someday, and
did you?
I did not. But I
married Shelley instead.
watermelon is number 2. I just think that, and a good watermelon at that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could, one that has too many seeds, nah. But one that's not ripe all
gotta
the way,
be
it's nah.
perfect.
But
It's
it's got to
gotta
be.
be
But when
perfect.
it is, and it's when it's perfect, and when it's cold, no can defense.
No gain defense,
Mm.
and you eat it until I'll just keep going back. And
Yeah.
eating more
Yeah.
and
then
more
all of a
and
sudden
more
your stomach
and
is the
more.
size of the watermelon.
And you can mix it up. You can pair it with feta and just like crush.
Oh.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Watermelon's so good.
Yeah.
And number 1.
I'm excited for the Rank You Very Much spin-off podcast of Pairing Watermelon with Eric Perkins.
New segment on
Sponsored
NPR.
by PBS.
Have you? My grandpa used to do this. A really quick side note. He used to just like take table salt and just go hammer it on the watermelon, just like.
It brings out the sweetness, right?
It's supposedly. He goes, no, it makes it sweeter than honey, and over time, when I first did it, I was like, oh, this is nasty. But then as I got older, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't.
This
usually,
actually is pretty good.
I usually put salt on my watermelon. Though.
Yeah,
It's
but
weird.
I only do like a little
Yeah.
like a
well,
little dash.
Yeah.
Like you can't load it.
Also,
on
that's
it,
what she said. I put salt on my watermelon.
And number 1, best summer food, and this one you can drag me over the coals with, but
I'd rather just beat you senseless.
I just love it so much that I seek it out, and and when we get close to summer, I get giddy at the thought and prospect of
Just
having
say it already.
caprese salad. My God, it is just, to me, it is like the quintessential summer food. And we're talking, of course, mozzarella with the tomato. Has to be ripe tomato. Tomato has to be salted with pepper as well. Then the basil leaf, and then the balsamic glaze drizzle, and that is perfection. That is summer perfection to me, and I just don't think you can top it.
That is a CP1. That's what that is.
what?
A classic perk number 1.
Absolutely.
You had me going down this path.
I was like,
And
let's
then
go.
you-
Yeah.
And then you I'm picturing the green family truckster with the wood side paneling, and we're cruising along down the highway, and then you jerk the car into the freaking ditch.
Down a hill.
All right, smart guy.
Rolling and
All right,
tumbling.
smart guy, you're next.
What is happening?
You're
right
next,
now?
smart guy.
Crazy
I mean, it is
Go ahead.
delicious. It's delicious. I'm not going to disagree with that. It's
exquisite.
just, you know what? It
Don't think of it
feels
as summer
very,
either.
it feels very moat-like, very perk-like, very. I
Fine,
have people who
fine,
clean my
fine,
toilets
fine.
and
Yeah.
showers, like
And
you
I
know.
hold my pinky up on my fork when I eat.
I
Yeah.
specifically have basil.
He actually has
I
someone feed
grow
it
my
to
own
him.
basil just so I can feed my caprese. I don't know what you
in
guys
your
are-
fancy greenhouse.
That's the name of the episode. Feed the caprese. I don't get it. But do you want to get back on the same page?
I don't get it.
Sure.
My number 3 is watermelon.
All right. Okay.
All day, all night.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I don't know that this has ever happened to me in any of my rankings ever. My rankings are not 1, 2, and 3. They are 1A, 1B, and 1C.
Oh wow.
I
Ooh.
love them all so much.
Yeah.
I could honestly, I would not fight over the order of
My only problem with watermelon is that I have to kind of wean myself off because otherwise I'll just house the whole thing.
But that's
It's
what,
just,
that's
like,
what makes
incredible.
it
I know.
an indicator that it should be in a top 3.
Right.
And honestly, watermelon flavor anything is 10 out of 10. Especially drip drop. Have you guys had the watermelon drip drop?
I
My
agree.
favorite. Absolutely.
I don't like fake flavored watermelon stuff very much. But
See,
real
I do. I
watermelon-
like it all.
Real watermelon, no can defense. Number 2 is s'mores.
Oh, I didn't
That
even
is
think
a
about
yeah,
this.
that is a, I
That's-
guess that is a
I
summer
mean, you're not going
thing.
to sit
Yeah.
out. I mean, unless you live in California, you're not going to sit outside probably and roast s'mores over an open fire in December. in
Touche.
Minnesota.
Touche.
It's like it's the quintessential, whether it's in your driveway with a solo stove or at the lake, whatever. Just sitting there doing that with the
I-
kids and the flavor.
Legit, no lie, had s'mores like 2 nights ago at a fire.
I could really
Like,
use some right now.
Like it was
Who
just
couldn't?
And my marshmallows were unbelievably perfect. Like you
Were
know how
they
we get 'em-
brown?
huh?
Were they brown?
Yeah.
Do you burn them first?
Do you
No.
fire them?
Oh, good job.
I
No
will-
char. No char.
I
No
do
char.
some char on one side.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll brown
A
it
sin.
and then just at the very last minute, dip it in there, get it on fire, blow it out,
Yeah.
and then smash. Let's
So
go.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so good. Number two though.
Okay, so what's number one?
Number 1, you put a. This is where I thought he was going.
Yeah.
When he said like, I don't even remember what he said because I got completely derailed by caprese salad after that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said prior to caprese salad. Corn on the cob. It's boom shakalaka. It's with a bullet. It is all of that stuff. You load it up with the salt, the butter. It's super unhealthy. It's loaded with sugar. They call it a vegetable. It's lies. But it's just it's a treat is what it is, and
It's
and I
so-
will hammer 3 or 4 cobs per sitting easily,
Mm-hmm.
and like to the point where my lips are like, no more salt, and I'm like, tough beans, pal. Here comes more corn. I'm shoving this corn down my gullet. All right, that's number 1.
And you can only have it for so many parts of the year, and it's in the summer. So,
So that was because we were doing best summer foods.
yeah.
I hate to hate on this, but so I won't because it was on my short list as well. It's a really good ranking.
Yeah, it's
Was that a wedge?
Way better than no. It was way better than.
I just want to catch him on a wedge so bad. Anyways.
Maybe check him out at the golf course. Then he'll have a wedge.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3. All right, guys. Watermelon. I mean, you can't go wrong with watermelon in the summer. Frankly, this might have been the first one that came to mind when I put it there. But then when I started thinking of the other things, I was like, okay, this is number 3, though, because it has to be the perfect watermelon. If it's not, then it's not the best summer food. So you got to get it right. You got to find the right one. And I never know how to find it. I never know how to find it. I'm horrible at picking out fruits and vegetables.
There's a few YouTube videos that I've watched of what to look for as far as like where the stem was, where like what to
the
look
color,
at, the
number of
lines,
stripes.
all of it's important.
You can shake it. You can knock on it. All kinds of stuff. My dad was a produce manager. I'll give you some tips.
I need them. Number 2.
He was a produce manager at Red Owl. Remember that? Throwback. What?
Never even heard of it.
Of course you haven't.
That was a horrible drop in.
Number 2 is
No hate on your dad. Just like no hate on Red Owl. It's just kind of like calm down. We're moving on.
I was literally in
So you're like looking at me like you're gonna kill me, bro. I'm like just calm down.
He gets a pension still from them, okay?
I was saying my ranking and you interrupted me.
He interrupted you.
You did it.
He did it first.
Hey, Ellie. What's
I don't
number
care
2?
who started it.
What's number 2?
I don't care who started it. I just want it to stop. That's what I say to the
didn't see
kids.
where it started, but I saw where it ended.
Number 2, ice cream. Oh, thank you. I was afraid I wasn't going to get through that. Ice cream, I feel like, is so good in the summer. You can have it other times of year, but in the summer is what makes it the best. I love when it runs down a little bit and you got to eat it faster because it's melting.
I don't like that.
You don't?
Not
I
when
love
it drips.
that.
I don't like when it drips. Go on.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it all.
Having to race through something that should be cherished.
Right.
Give
No.
it to
Go
me.
ahead.
No, so my number 2 is ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can do better, but it's,
I love
can't
ice cream.
bash it.
I'm such an ice cream aficionado, so I can't really go there.
My thing is, I don't like it in other seasons.
I do.
I really
See,
only
that's my
like it in
problem,
the
is that I
summer.
do.
It's a universal best food.
Right.
Is what it
That's
is,
right.
yeah.
But
I disagree.
So I can't knock it. I can't
I can't.
Best always is what it is.
Number 1, though,
Corn on the
hands down, sweet corn.
Dude!
Yeah. We had 2 of the same rankings, and our middle one was like a dessert. I was like, wow, we're basically identical. And we
using
did.
the same
And then we
brain.
had the same worst boyfriend for Taylor. I don't like that. Why are we syncing up so much? You need to sit further away from me or something.
I don't think that's going to help. Just, you know what? Be grateful that you got to ride the coattails of this giant brain.
Oh my gosh.
He does have a giant brain.
Moving on.
And now, a quick break from the ranks.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that.
Here are the results of this week's This or That poll.
All right, here we go. This or that, you pick, and you did chime in on social media, and we appreciate that. We are at Rank You Pod on all the platforms. We put these polls out on our Instagram stories, though. However,
On the Instagram machine,
and
yeah.
we so it's that poll that you immediately just hit whatever button it is,
Easiest
this or
thing
that.
ever.
You don't
Overthink it. Just click.
Yeah, you don't have to back up your decision. It's not so. It's just strictly one and done. And this time, what do we got, Ellie?
We have beach versus pool, which is appropriate. I mean, we're coming to the end of summer. You know, what did you enjoy more of? Maybe is where people are going, or maybe it's just like, what do you wish you had? All those types of things.
They're both amazing.
And it's a very close call.
Is it?
54% versus 46. So pretty
I haven't
close.
looked. I haven't looked. I'm gonna
And the
guess.
winner is. Wait, what do you guess it is?
Have you seen the results?
No.
Okay,
Let's both guess.
Okay.
you guess.
I'm going to guess beach.
I'm gonna guess biatch. No, beach. I'm gonna guess beach as well.
54% of you said beach.
It's a beach off.
Hey.
I'm a pool person though, through and through.
Of course
So
you are.
I don't like sand, bro.
Possibly get any filth in between your toesies.
Okay, that's not true. I love floating and I like being in water. I don't like all the work that goes into going to the beach and leaving the beach, especially
Legit
having,
argument. Legit
like,
argument.
With kiddos. Do you know how much extra work it is to go to the beach compared to the pool?
But the peace and the Pacific or the Atlantic that you get.
Or
out
the
of
Mississippi River.
oh my gosh.
Bro.
The beach is such a vibe,
Or
dude.
any one of the 10,000 lakes.
We also did get a little something in the rank bag for this, whipping that back out. SWP in NYC said plot twist lake. So
Beach is lake.
That's
in
kind of what
Minnesota.
that was my response to her. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you a shout out for
Yeah, that's
sending
fine.
us an extra message.
Yeah. I mean,
We
that's
love
a
you,
fair
Sydney.
plot twist.
Yeah.
But when I think beach, I think lake in
Yeah.
Minnesota. And actually, prior to this year, I probably would have said pool. But now it is beach because we've.
I was more looking at beach as like an actual ocean or Gulf or whatever. So
we're not
I
all
was
born in
thinking, like,
California.
either chlorine or salt. I think that's where I was going with this. But
Or
either-
mud.
Topic 3, greatest HBO show ever.
There are plenty of streaming platforms to choose from, but long before there was a streaming platform was even a thing, there was HBO. Right? Am I
Yeah,
right?
home
Or am
box
I wrong?
office. Home box office.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it stands for?
Yeah.
I've always wondered that. Now I know. I'm not a huge HBO
That's
girly.
why we bring her in. It's that generational skew, Paul. We like that fresh perspective. Or,
We do.
Why do you
or
guys need to keep
naivete.
convincing yourself that you like that? I don't know how I feel.
Because we
Am I
the-
appreciated around here?
I'm uncomfortable.
Okay, I take that as no.
You're so appreciated. In fact, you're so appreciated.
Oh, no.
I'm going to let you go first.
Wow.
For the greatest HBO show ever.
Oh gosh, this is hard.
It is hard. It's
Yeah.
really hard. And my list is you're not going to be happy with.
Guys, I'm going to go really fast because I'm going to be honest. I've only ever seen the first one that I have on here, or my number one that I have on here is the only one I've ever actually watched, and I only got through like a season. So, Number 3, I've got Veep. I think that sounds funny. I've seen clips of it and it seems cool, and it's kind of coming to life right now in America, so it felt relevant to put in my ranks.
Number 2?
White Lotus. Also have seen clips from this. It won a bunch of awards. It seems really funny. I guess the theme song is kind of nifty, and everyone keeps telling me I would like it. I like Jennifer Coolidge.
She's obnoxious. But anyway.
Oh, she's so good.
She's hilarious.
I'm so bummed that they did what they did to her. Go ahead.
Number 1, Game of Thrones. The only one of these that I've ever watched. It's actually the first one that comes to mind when it comes to HBO shows. It's created this whole cult following, and I respect it for that, and I thought it was pretty good when I watched it, but I didn't want to pay for HBO anymore, so I didn't finish it. The end. That might be the fastest I've ever ranked anything.
100%. And I don't think you beat my record, though, for when I did The Bachelorette.
No, I think I did. I won.
No, I was faster. I was like 7 seconds. I think it was over.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have any
Okay.
comments on her thoughts?
I don't.
It's hard to comment because there's no basis for any of it. It's just,
No,
these are
it's-
things these are shows that are on HBO.
They're all iconic too. I mean,
Yeah.
they were all had
Is
great
White
runs.
Lotus iconic territory already?
It was, I would just say,
I
okay,
was asking per.
It's pretty remarkable.
what I was going to say about my ranking
Oh, sorry.
is that it is the show that has been recommended to me the most out of everything on HBO. There was one other one that's been recommended to me a couple of times. I started watching it. I was like, this is not my vibe, but I'm sure it's going to make one of your lists.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's going next?
You go next.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to have the anticlimactic final top 3.
Number 3, best HBO show of all time. Don't at me. I'm going with.
Please at him at
throw-
Perk at Play.
Throw
please,
Jimmy's at
please
him,
don't.
that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm going with White Lotus. I
Heyo.
love this show. I love this show. It is so juicy. It is so good. The 2 seasons have been so drastically different. The characters have been so rich. The writing is insane. The acting is like hilariously good. And like, I just find myself gripped and like begging for the next episode. I love The White Lotus. I think it is so spectacular.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait for season 3, which is supposedly going to be in Thailand, and it's just going to be phenomenal.
Let's
Maybe
do
they'll get
that.
hit by a tsunami.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? I can't even. I want to argue you. Because I've tried and I didn't like it much. But I can't bash your conviction.
Okay.
My God.
Okay.
That's the most you put into anything in your life, I think.
Number 2, best HBO show of all time. Oh, this was hard because it was hard because I didn't know which was number 1 and which was number 2. With that said,
Well, I know what number 1 is.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Yeah, it's
I ended up going with, because they're both so drastically different, but number 2 is Curb Your Enthusiasm. I am such a fan of this show, and I'll watch it at home. I'll watch it. That's my go-to on the airplane. It's my go-to when I'm just trying to do whatever and half pay attention, or I can watch it online. I watch the viral clips. It's just, Larry David is so stinking brilliant, and the amount of improvisation within this script is just fascinating to me, and everything is funny about it, and like it's just the layers that get built up and then start to unfurl, and it all makes sense at the end, and then there's all these payoffs and callbacks, and it's just like, God bless you. You have to love Larry David. You have to love his cynicism and his wit, and I do in spades. So that's my number 2.
You know what's weird is that I have so much cynicism, and I like to think that there's a little bit of wit, and I just don't get it.
Really?
You know, it's kind of the Seinfeld world, really, is what this is. And remember what I said
back
about
to
that.
Seinfeld.
Oh God, he's just.
I cannot believe we haven't moved on from that.
I can't stop watching him. Like I can't stop. Like he is to me just everything he does. Even the way he walks is funny. Just like he's so amazing.
What's your number 1?
Succession?
Yeah, Succession.
I mean, it has to
You've
be.
watched,
I knew that
you
was
listen to
coming.
podcasts about it.
I listen to podcasts about Succession. I'm heartbroken that it's done and over, but so glad that I had the experience that I did with it.
They wrapped it up pretty well.
They wrapped it up amazingly well. It was just heartbreaking, and I kind of was hoping for a happier ending, and it wasn't, and that stays true to what the whole show was about. And I just think that it captured the essence of modern day mogulism as good as you can get, and I just thought it was as entertaining, and the acting was the best acting I've seen on television. Period, bar none.
I can't disagree with anything you said. Remember, I'd given up on it.
Yeah.
Remember, we texted
Yeah.
actively through my going back through it.
Right.
I started at the beginning, got through the whole thing,
Yeah.
liked it. Doesn't crack my top 3, but I liked it for sure.
Good.
All right. Number 3 for me is it very rarely happens that a TV show is made based off a video game and it's any good. But The Last of Us is really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of in that same...
Is that newer?
It's newer, yes.
Okay.
There's only been 1 season.
Oh, okay.
But I think that much of that 1 season, it's kind of in the same vein of like Stranger Things, where it's kind of set in this like zombie world, but it's transcendent of that. It's not about zombies. It's like if you were to say, and this is not a wedge, this is a comparison. It's like if you were to say Friday Night Lights. Oh, it's a show about football. It really wasn't. It wasn't a show about football.
Right.
It had football in it. This Last of Us has zombies in it, but it's so much about relationships.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And just those relationships that come out of nowhere and are, you have a lifetime bond. Which
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to have
Critics
that
love
happen
the
for.
show.
It's really, really, really well done. And I don't get into that stuff. I'm not a zombie guy.
Yeah.
Same thing for Stranger Things. Like those are not my types of shows.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've captured me shows you how transcendent they are in my opinion.
Right. It goes so much beyond that, like you said. Well done.
Number 2 is a little known show on HBO. It's one of the, I would say, it probably doesn't fall in the top 10 or top 20. But for me, you're so cute.
What?
Yeah, he's gonna do the predictable. He's gonna do
Oh,
the
100%.
predictable
Right, okay.
frat boy stuff.
No, number 2 is Silicon Valley. It's so incredibly smart.
Yeah, it is.
It's beyond smart.
Yeah, the writing is just divine.
It's the
How do you guys have time to watch all these shows? We're busy people. I don't mean that as a diss. I'm just so... when do you do it?
gotta have balance. Mr. Miyagi not only did Mr. Miyagi teach us no-kin defense, he also taught us that life is about balance. You gotta have balance.
Yeah.
I love my kids. I love my my career, my wife, and the other stuff that I do. But
Yeah.
you gotta have balance.
That's the
Sometimes
only. It's the only reason the crane technique worked, because he had balance, and when he finally did, he was able to unleash it.
Silicon Valley's got a bunch of never talked about characters that are phenomenal. Like Guilfoyle is next level awesome, and Dinesh for that matter. I mean, all of them. The main guy, the guy that the show is based around is the guy from the Verizon commercials.
Oh.
And he played Dwight's brother in the
Yes.
end of The Office. I don't remember his name. He's good. He's this fantastic nerd who cannot stop literally shooting himself in the foot. Well, not literally. He didn't actually shoot himself in the foot.
Okay.
But he did about everything else he could do to himself. He was brilliant and an idiot all at the same time.
Kind of like. Never mind. Go ahead. What's your number 1?
Who's brilliant and an idiot at the same time,
Yeah.
Perk?
Yeah.
No,
What?
never mind.
No,
No, I just
for real.
never mind.
No, we want to know. The world wants to know. Number 1, is this where you did the prediction?
Yeah.
You have to see if it's Entourage.
Oh, yeah.
It's Entourage.
Oh.
Oh.
That's not what we said.
No.
So Entourage, while I watched it, there's a little bit of history to this. Entourage, while I watched it, was, oh my God, this is a guilty pleasure, but I can't stop watching.
Okay.
And now I've gone back and I've watched the entire series multiple times. And while the language and the way they talk to each other does not hold up, because it's incredibly, I guess you could just say it's incredibly offensive, the way they talk to each other. You can imagine how guys talk to each other a certain time ago.
There's
right?
a little bit more political correctness in this day and age.
Correct.
Got it.
That said, the behind the scenes, the behind the veil, behind the curtain of Hollywood, and I've read multiple stories that have said this is almost a documentary of how absurd Hollywood is. And on top of that, the writing is just, the characters are bulletproof. Ari Gold, played by Jeremy Piven. I think Johnny Drama, Johnny Chase, played by Kevin Dillon. They're brilliant. But then the whole thing, like there's so much, and there's a good balance of, you got the no nonsense kind of straight shooter, really earnest Eric Murphy, who plays the manager of the movie star, and then you've got the movie star, and all these guys are his entourage, and it's just the misogyny, the using of women,
so the movie star was the boyfriend in Devil Wears Prada.
Oh,
the chef.
Yeah. Yes.
Adrian Grenier,
Yeah.
Grenier, I think is how you say
Yes.
it. And so when I go back and watch it now, it's like, yeah, the language does not hold up. It's not constant, but it's throughout the series. But the concepts of the shows, the delicate balance of drama and hilarity, it's not a guilty pleasure. It's actually really, really well done. And it's beyond my number one ranking, like in a unbiased setting, in my opinion. If you were to nail down critics, I bet you it finishes as a top 5 HBO show ever.
Wow.
Aside from just me, I think that you would have people say Succession, Game of Thrones, Entourage, Sopranos, and whatever else. Like it's
in there.
Those were I just successfully wedged without wedging.
No. You called it out,
I didn't
and so
flag it.
now
I didn't
it's.
flag it.
But
Yeah.
he just said he was doing it, so now I feel like
No, I wasn't.
We're gonna
No
let
more
this,
wedging.
We're gonna let this one slide.
swiper, no swiping, fletching, no wedging.
You know what? You should probably just be done.
Yeah.
Rank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Original theme created by Walk Off the Earth. Interact with the show on social media at RankYouPod. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, comma, thank you.
Thank you very much.